Well, this is a look at shotguns today. This is about 6 out of my collection. I chose these as samples to be representative samples. They're not the cure-all, end-all, be-all. I've got some more, but these kind of give a good overview. And we'll start up here at the front table. This is a Mossberg 12 gauge at the top. It's got a 30-inch barrel. It's got screw-in chokes. Bought this one probably around February of '95, if I'm remembering right. Right after I turned 18. And I put a full choke in it. It came with a modified. And that's the way that I've been hunting with it ever since. What makes a shotgun so versatile and makes it do so many things is we can use different loads. Use birdshot. This is some number 6, some buckshot, and another box of cheap buckshot, slugs, and turkey loads. And we can do just about anything we want to, particularly here in North Florida, as far as hunting and sporting activities with a shotgun, because it's so versatile. Underneath it, we have a smaller version. This is a Mossberg 20 gauge. And it's another pump gun. Both these guns are chambered to shoot 3-inch magnums, 12 and 20. And I like the 20 gauge because it's a little bit lighter weight. I can shoot clays with it. I had run across some number 1 buckshot for it, so now it's a little more at home as a deer gun. And both of these guns, with being pump guns, will shoot 2 3/4 as well. And there's some 20 gauge stuff. We'll add it to the mix. The choke tubes, these are still in the case. They screw in the end of a barrel that's threaded for them. See if I can find one I can get my hand on a little easier. It's a rim choke. This one's a modified. The full's in the 1100. Set it back there. And used to, you had to get a different choke. You had to buy a whole different barrel. Now you can take your barrel, use one of these choke tubes, and your quail gun can be a deer gun and a turkey gun all in one, and it's a lot cheaper than having to spend a couple $100 for a different barrel. These guns are remarkably versatile and utilitarian guns. These two here, one of them's a Remington 870 Police Magnum. It has a fixed cylinder bore choke. These are a little bit more specific guns for specific purpose. You can look at the way this one's kind of dressed up and figure it's a home defense, self-defense type gun. However, it would be just as easy to take the extended tube off of it, magazine tube, and I could use it as a deer gun. Shoot the flight control buckshot in it, even through the cylinder bore. It's going to give me a good pattern. I can shoot slugs in it. But it has its purpose. On the other end of the spectrum, nothing says I'm a sportsman more than the over and under. And this is the Stoeger Condor Supreme single trigger. The advantage with a double is you instantly have your choice of chokes. This one's got a modified in the top barrel and a cylinder bore in the bottom. I was shooting clays with it the other day, and that's the way it was set up for it. That's the way it stayed. It's got a selector on the safety, left or right, determines which barrel fires. We'll flip it over, and we shoot the bottom barrel first. Back, we shoot the top barrel. Up's fire, down safe. Now we're going to get into possibly some of my favorites. At the top is the Browning A5. And it's got such a long 30-inch full choke barrel that it doesn't want to fit in the frame. Your typical Browning is choked a little tighter than a Remington or a Mossberg. And this particular one does not shoot number 1 buckshot well. Excuse me, does not shoot double alt buckshot well. It shoots single alts and number 1s. And that you just find by doing and patterning your gun and seeing what it likes. With a number 1 buck, I've killed deer at 70 yards with this gun, and it's a 2 3/4 inch gun. This one's affectionately known as the Baby Browning. This is the lightest weight Browning we've got in the family. It's also probably the newest. This one was made in '56. Got the sling on it. This is one of my go-to guns. The bottom, this is the Remington 1100. It's gas operated. The Browning operates with a recoil system, and the 1100 uses a gas operated system which cuts your recoil. It's also got a good pad on the end of it to help cut it even further. This one I've got 2 barrels for, and it's got the 26-inch barrel on it now, the screw-in chokes. I've also got a 30-inch full choke barrel for it. This gun's probably my go-to gun. It's one I call the Stanley Hunter gun. That's the man I got it from, bought it from, longtime friend of the family. Learned a lot about shooting clays from him. Sadly, Stanley's no longer with us. This gun's 2 3/4. And again, I've never been handicapped by 2 3/4 inch shells as opposed to 3s or 3 1/2s. I got one of the first 3 1/2s that hit the market years ago, and it didn't stay long. The shotgun is one of our most basic tools for hunting, survival, self-defense, self-preservation. And they're a lot of fun to shoot. You can shoot clays with them. You can bird hunt with them. Here in Florida, we use them a lot to deer hunt with because we still hunt with dogs. So if I had to get down to one firearm, it would probably be a shotgun. Now, I don't want to get down to one. I don't even want to get down to one shotgun because I have too many favorites. But if I had to get one, or have one that I could do just about anything with, it would probably be one of my shotguns. That being said, if I had to take one training class, and I teach it, I would take NRA shotgun. We teach people how to safely use shotguns in that course. We have them shoot steel, static targets, not steel, but non-moving paper targets. And then we get them out and we let them shoot clays that are moving. And it's a lot of fun. And with a lot of firearms, people end up getting started and they're scared and they're nervous, and then they realize, hey, I'm actually having fun with this. And this 1100 here has probably been responsible for more people becoming shotgun people, guys and gals, simply because it has so little recoil. Everybody thinks, well, it's 12 gauge, it should kick the hell out of you. No, it doesn't. It's very pleasant. It gives you a little shove at the most. But that's a look at some shotguns. Later on.